Time to assemble Gneddy. This is going to be nice and simple. We've just got 3 pieces and a relatively straightforward process. We're going to start by detaching the beard. The beard's always going to be what determines where our face is and what the center point is. Gneddy is going to have her brim down at the end, but it does want to flip up. So there is an option where you leave the brim flipped up, but that does mean you're going to have to sew your beard and the tips of your arms very tidily because, of course, there will be no brim hiding it. So just think about that when you are doing it. Maybe flip the brim down and see what you think. You can just place them on rather than sewing and just see what you think. And if you prefer it up, then just remember you've got to sew very tidily. All right, so we left a removable stitch marker at the back of the hat, or the back of the hat here, because the front and the back are actually really similar. The main difference is that the placement of the ears was meant to be front of the midline. It took it away from the shaping lines of our decreases here, but it also means that they tilt ever so slightly inwards, kind of like the hands of a clock. And so they just frame the face really nicely. And if we went this way, that wouldn't happen. They'd be farther away and they'd be facing away rather than sort of cupping in. So I'm going to center my beard below those, the way I like it to look. So for me, that's looking about right. Maybe we move this to the side a little bit. This is a pretty easy placement thing. I always like to turn my gnome upside down once I'm ready, and then I can hold it with my free hand and stitch with my other hand. Those of us who are right-handed, this is a little easier because the sewing yarn is going to be on the right side after a cast on for us. So those of you who are left-handed, I'm sorry about that. But that's just sort of the way the cast on works. We're going to go under a full stitch here, the very first row of the body, and then go right into the corner of the beard. And we'll do that several times. And what that's going to do is it's going to pull the side of the beard. So if we started sewing across right away, it doesn't sort of secure that edge. So we're going to secure that corner by going under it at least twice. If you have a toy, you're going to go under it at least 3 times. The edges of things always get the most tension when they're being played with. So you want to really reinforce the sides here. But once you've done it twice, you can then start using the stitches of the beard itself to hide the stitches of the attachment. So what I mean by that is that we've got these bumps, 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 and we can just follow them across. So come up on one side of a bump, go down on the other side of the bump, then make sure you've snagged the body, then come up on the other side of the bump, go over this bump, and just repeat across. Anytime you're here by your nose, stitching across, it's a great chance for you to actually secure things the way you want. So if your nose is misbehaving somehow for some reason, you can use this moment to, like, say, stitch the nose down or attach it some way that you want. This is a great time to finishing. I like the way my nose is behaving, so I'm just going to pass under my nose. When we get to the other side, I'm just going to go again under a full stitch to the side there, and then I can go into the corner under that stitch again. So that's one secure. We'll do that again. See, I'm pulling it a little bit open and gapey. I'm going to go in a little deeper into the beard this time to help not open up that hole. All right. So now we're going to bury our end. So I'm going to come back into the beard, underneath, flip it up. I like to travel away from the edge just to hide my ends. So what I will do now is I'll tie a knot. So I go under a loop here, make that loop, go through it twice. Then I'm going to nudge it tighter and tighter with one hand while pulling with this hand, and hopefully we can put that knot nice and close up to the beard. And then what I'm going to do is you can either weave in the end into the beard or you can hide the end in the stuffing, coming out anywhere you want. Pull taut and snip right up close, and it will just vanish inside. Can you see right here on my beard how there's a little pucker in? That's our very first decrease there, and it does want to just kind of bump in. So once I'm completely done the gnome, I'm gonna pin the beard out the way I want it onto the body and just hit it with a little bit of steam, and that will just finish up all the edges of the shaping here in the way I want. Let's talk about the arms for Gneddy. Now, I already filmed this whole video with darker arms. You may have noticed them in the beginning. And after this, we will cut to a clip that I did where I still had them in the wrong color. Sometimes I get busy and I make assumptions about my own patterns because they're my patterns. I don't have to read them, but obviously I do have to read them. So here I am refilming this, and we'll get these arms attached. Now, the arms will have a bit of a curve. It's just one of the properties of I-cord for most people, that the back here, where we're a little more, where we carry the yarn in the back, will often be a little looser, and so that there is this pressure differential. And I like to use that to curve around the beard, and then we will obviously be popping our little hands in our pocket. I really enjoy the way the framing of the face happens here in the accent color, which is why I decided to do these different than the sort of sweater color here. We're going to attach it here at the corner of the 3 Bs, the beard, the brim, and the body. I'll go into this first stitch right at that corner there. I go under 2 legs of a stitch, and then we go through the top of the arm and then back through that stitch again. If this is a toy, I'm doing this a minimum of 3 times in each direction, and you'll see that we're going to be doing them in 2 directions minimum for decoration and 3 for toy. So we've done twice now in this direction, and now we will switch and we will go twice here and then off to the side this way. We're going to be covering it up, so you don't need to worry about getting it exactly perfect, but if you are planning on leaving your brim up, you would want to get where this stitch comes out to be very, very close to the arm indeed, so that the color blends in. It's a little less forgiving when we have contrast color pieces being stitched together. So that's once going that way, and sometimes you'll see a little bit of a hole developing if you always go into the same spot, so you can sort of try to plump that area up a little bit, fill in that hole if you worry about it being seen, and then make sure to go in somewhere different than you did the last time. If you always go into the same spot, it can sort of open up, especially when we're going in one direction and then in another direction. That kind of like pulls it open. So there's our 2 directions that way. Decoration people, you can tie a knot and bury the end in the gnome, or up through the arm. Toy people, we're going to go down to the bottom here of the armpit, and we're going to secure the arm in a 3rd direction because the gnome is very likely to be carried by the arm, and so it's important that it be as strong as possible for all directions. So now we're going to go grab just 1 leg of a stitch here, and then the same on the arm, and we'll do that several times. We'll just lock that into place. Then we can tie a knot. I like to tie the knot really, really close to that armpit. All right, so go under the yarn again and make a loop here. Mine's twisting up on me, it's not opening. So then we're going to go through that loop twice. Once. Twice, and now we want to tighten it up with this hand while we push down with the other hand, making that as tight as possible, as close as possible. So you can either bury it in the body or the arm, as I said. If you are going through the arm, it's almost like you're stuffing the arm. So the more lengths of yarn you put through, the more stiffness and stability the arm will have. That might not be a concern, but it is something to think about. There we have our gnome hand. We'll clip the end. We'll tuck this in all cozy like, and then we will go and we will do the same thing on this side. we can take our removable stitch marker off. You wouldn't believe how many times I'll go find a gnome with a stitch marker like that, and it's still on, it's in my cabinet. I just look at the front of the gnome and I don't look at the back. All right, so we've got our cute little gnome. We can leave our brim up. We can cuddle it down here. If you want yours down and it's not staying down, if you just pin it in a few places with, you know, DPNs or needles or something like that, and just hit it with a puff or two of steam, then you can get the look you're looking for. So here is Gneddy. She's cozy and she's very, very cute. I hope you've enjoyed making her.